What makes a genetic trait recessive? Imagine you have a secret recipe for a special cake. To make the cake, you need 2 copies of the secret ingredient. If you only have one, the cake still turns out fine. But if you have both, the cake has a unique flavor. This is similar to how recessive genetic traits work in living organisms. Genes are like instructions for building parts of our body. Each gene has 2 versions called alleles, one from each parent. When a trait is recessive, it means both alleles must be the same recessive type for the trait to show up. If only one allele is recessive and the other is dominant, the dominant trait will hide the recessive one. Think of the dominant allele as a loud voice that covers up the quiet one. Most genes produce proteins that do specific jobs in cells. A recessive allele often makes a protein that doesn't work properly or is missing. If the other allele makes a normal, working protein, the cell still functions well. So, the trait only appears when both alleles are recessive and produce faulty or no proteins at all. In humans, many recessive traits follow this pattern. For example, if both parents carry the gene for a certain blood type or a condition like cystic fibrosis, their child might inherit the trait if they get 2 copies of the recessive allele. If only one parent passes it on, the child is a carrier but usually shows no symptoms. There are special cases too, like traits linked to the X chromosome. Males have only one X chromosome, so if they inherit a recessive allele on it, they will show the trait. Females have 2 X chromosomes, so they need 2 copies of the recessive allele to display the trait. This system helps keep genetic diversity in populations. It also allows harmful traits to stay hidden in carriers, so they don't affect the organism but can still be passed on. Understanding how recessive traits work helps us see why some characteristics only show up under certain conditions. In everyday life, this explains why some people have certain eye colors, blood types, or inherited conditions, even if their parents don't show those traits. It also helps explain why some individuals are carriers without any signs of the trait. So, a genetic trait is called recessive because its allele makes a protein that doesn't work well or is missing. Only when both alleles are recessive does the trait become visible. This simple rule helps explain many mysteries about how traits are passed down and why humans are so diverse.